welcome. I'm Tracy Pa with the Midday News. Many community-based organizations, church groups and individuals who are working behind the scenes in rural areas in Papua New Guinea to provide care to victims of gender-based violence, sorcery accusation-related violence, or any other violence have been providing this service for years without no support from the government. The Secretary for the Department of Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Eric Kua, said this during the launch of the Community Justice Fund, a program under the Australia-Papua New Guinea Law and Justice Partnership. Kua said although the grant support by the Australian government will boost the work they do, it is still not enough to support them with the essential resources they need to continue providing services to these victims. Therefore, he also called on the government to support them in this space.
The last couple of years that I've been at the Department of Justice, from our partners who supported us in the SARP space, they're trying to rescue women, they're trying to rescue children, but they need money to move these survivors to safety. They need money to support them to put together the evidence to prosecute the perpetrators. Unfortunately, the Department of Justice doesn't give out money. We don't have the money to give out. And I'm pretty sure that Ms. Company, who's here looking after the GBV Secretariat, and one of our champions is standing there, the governor of NCD, in the GBV space. There's a lot of our friends who are out there doing work, but don't know what support. I was having a discussion with the environmental defenders. They also do a lot of work out there risking their lives, but no support from anyone, including the government.
The Business Council for Women hosted its annual forum on family and sexual violence at the Gateway Hotel, 21st November 2024. This year's forum focused on the alarming rise in cases of sorcery accusation-related violence in Papua New Guinea. SARV is an issue that has devastating consequences, especially for women and children in PNG. The forum brought together leading experts, advocates, and community members to discuss the root cases of SARV, share survivor stories, and develop actionable solutions. Participants of the forum are calling on the government officials and authorities, judicial system, community leaders, NGOs, CSOs, NINGOs, media, and other relevant stakeholders to address issues relating to SARV in the country. The University of Papua New Guinea Abao Students Association, in collaboration with the Department of Justice and Attorney General and other agencies, recently organized a community awareness program in Marpo Village, Abao District. Association President pointed out that the program tackled factors contributing to violence such as drug abuse and land disputes. He noted the community's gratitude for the valuable information shared, which many viewed as a turning point towards peaceful solutions.
The office of the Kakalo Village Courts is a branch of, or not the branch, but they're the frontline staff of the Department of Justice and Attorney General. The village court officials, the peace officers, the land mediators, they're all part of the Department of Justice and Attorney General. So sometimes they stay away too long without any interaction with the officers. So we thought that it was a good idea to bring down the office down to their doorstep. So that was how the idea of bringing the Department of Justice and Attorney General, and also sector agencies such as the public solicitors and then the public prosecutors public solicitors and public prosecutors to be part of the awareness, because the public solicitors.
Two members of the Vanuatu Mobile Force are the first participants from the region to complete a leadership course with the PNGDF Directorate for Leader Development. Deputy Chief of Defense Brigadier General Opa impressed on the participants that a key takeaway was a understanding system of an organization. He further encouraged the participants to cultivate the network they have created through the course, as it would help them to encourage ideas and create a regional community.
Network, because one of the key things out of this course is about networking, is about collaboration. So you should maintain that, because if you lose it, then you never know. One day that person you were once in the room with today is the head of his own, the mobile force in one country.
The Bank of Papua New Guinea, on behalf of the Green Finance Center, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the International Finance Corporation and the Securities Commission of Papua New Guinea to establish the foundation of a thematic bond market in PNG and to develop the next vision of BPNG's inclusive green finance taxonomy. The initiative will open pathways for private sector investments into projects that benefit local communities, promote sustainable development at grassroots level, create green jobs, and reduce PNG's carbon footprint. It is expected that both key deliverables of the MOU will be finalized within the year 2025. In regional news, the Australian Senate has passed the government's overhaul of aged care funding after hours of parliamentary debate and months of intense negotiation between the two major parties. Labour ends the week on a high note, having also secured a deal on another Bill 0 to ban children from accessing social media.
Patience wearing thin.
Order. You're warned.
But for a moment, the two major parties saw eye to eye on an issue they fear is defining a generation.
We know that social media is causing social harm.
Our laws will enable parents to say no.
The coalition is saying yes to the federal government's teen social media ban.
It is of totemic significance in our community, and we look forward to working constructively on this legislation with a view to seeing it pass through the Parliament next week.
The ban will trial age verification systems to block kids under 16 from using X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and Snapchat. But they'll still be able to use WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, YouTube and online gaming, which have all been granted an exemption.
This bill is complex and the approach we are taking is novel. Age assurance technology is not going to be 100% childproof, but we should not let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
Yeah. Details are still scant, but platforms will face fines of up to $50 million for systemic breaches of the law. In the Senate, crossbenchers called for more scrutiny.
This bill no doubt could be made better if we had more time to get it right.
But we're forced to settle for a rapid-fire review, reporting back early next week. As the clock ticks down on this final sitting fortnight for the year, the Albanese government is gradually clearing its legislative logjam. Parliament's on its way to passing the teen social media ban, and late today, the Senate approved the biggest shake-up to aged care funding in decades. Once again, the coalition backed the bill aimed at curbing ballooning budget costs. The bill boosts the number of in-home care packages, cuts wait times and guarantees full government funding for clinical care. But older Australians with the means will be asked to pay more towards their non-clinical care.
This is significant reform. For many, it has been years of work.
The changes are set to kick in mid-next year and, importantly, won't apply to anyone currently in aged care.
The new BPAS Midday in Taylor is an important meeting place for Canberra's growing Hindu population. It was the personal sacrifices from those within the community that have made this dream a reality.
Young Garland from Perth 3 years ago. Living near the planned BAPS Mandir was a priority. So was raising money for the temple's construction.
So last year, when I was in year 11, I got 2 jobs. So the first one I applied to was a swim instructor at Aquatots. I was working there and donating 100% of my salary. And my tutoring teacher offered me a job at his place, and I accepted that as well.
Ashish donated the bonus he received when he got a new job.
That was a surplus fund for me. Me and my wife decided that we should be donating this because it will be helpful for our community.
The temple tells many more tales of sacrifice. Tejas recruited 12 people to take on commercial office cleaning contracts.
We did this project for 8 months. We contributed about 1,800 hours into the project and raised about $26,700 for the construction of the mandir.
And this room was built from money raised by young people like Pankti, who made $6,000 selling cupcakes.
We started selling in front.
Me with my kid and my family can attend the temple every day. It's a great feeling.
Money well spent on a place that connects so many in this community.
In sports, 2 members of the junior Commonwealth squad who have been recruited to the Hunters Train-On squad are embracing their time in the pre-season camp under coach Paul Aiton.
Bradley Orosambo and Vane Manuma broke onto rugby league scene when they ran out in the junior Commonwealth colours against Australian schoolboys team in the recent Prime Minister's 13 Games in Port Moresby. The duo put a fair game. They impressed the Hunter selectors and made the Hunters pre-season squad. For Orosambo, it all unfolded so fast. In July, Orosambo was part of the Lay NRL Bid Academy team playing in Goroka and won the inaugural program. 3 months later, he is in the Hunters camp. Orosambo could not believe how fast things have happened for him.
The journey was quite fast. I wasn't expecting this. I thought I was going to slowly climbing the ladders and come bit by bit, but it was so fast for me to come this far.
The lad from Lay has shown so much potential in his games. Glimpses of his potential was seen when he partnered with Gairo Voro in the junior Commonwealths, playing halfback where they drew 22-all against Aussie schoolboys. The towering Central Dabaris prop Vane Manuma, on the other hand, has a handful of Digicel ExxonMobil Cup games experience under his belt, playing for Central Dabaris. He gets his debut under the good mentorship of very experienced Solomon Kuluniasi. He earned his Hunters call-up. Manuma has received praise from rugby league fans, mostly for his build. He is considered by many as an ideal modern-day forward. He is tall, strong and has got talent. Manu expressed gratitude to have been given this opportunity as someone who couldn't make it far in school.
I'm school place now. 12 years old. They did not make pass here. School like place to a mother in him. I go on him and not in him. I lost school fee and that kind of stuff. I mean, interest for me, I mean, play rugby. Opportunity come within some 2 years of I play for the result cup. Now, opportunity come now, I just come training 1 time Hunters.
Hunters coach Paul Aiton praised the duo and the way they have progressed in their training, although there is still a long way to go for the young men. Aiton further commended the young players in the Hunters pre-season training camp. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the midday news. To join us at 6 for more.